Everybody, welcome back to Jamia's Promo, and today we will be setting up and reviewing the Goldshell Mini Doge Miner. Now this miner is super small, it's very convenient, can really fit anywhere in your house, also really anywhere in an office. It is not loud at all, it has a decibel level of 35 decibels. It doesn't take much wattage, it's 233 watts, so it will not rack up your electrical bill. It's also not going to change the humidity or temperature in your room like the regular traditional huge ASIC miners. And because this one works on the script algorithm, it does a thing that is called merged mining, which means it mines two different coins at the same time. So you're able to mine Litecoin as well as Dogecoin. Now, the thing that I'm doing with this miner here and with everything that I have been mining, everything just gets accumulated. So I'm not really looking at the price of what it earns today. I'm really looking at how much of each of these two coins that I am accumulating, to the point where whenever Litecoin goes back up to over $440, Dogecoin getting closer to $1, then I'll be looking at possibly selling and getting rid of those coins. So this way I can make a really good profit off of this very, very small, tiny machine. Now in today's video, we will be just taking a look at this miner. I'm also going to show you exactly how you can find the miner on your network, how you can attach it to a pool, and really everything you need to do. This is a step-by-step guide, as well as showing you the profits that I've made in the last 4 days. Now this mini Dogecoin miner does come with its own power supply, and the power supply on here is rated for 300 watts because this little miner does take up the consumption of 233. The only thing is that it may not come with the plug that you would be looking for inside of your country. So all you'd have to do is just go inside of Amazon, and I'll actually place all of these links below the video as well. So this is the one that I would be using if I wanted to plug this one in with this little power adapter here with the power supply. But there's another thing I have linked below the video, and that is the 1800 watt power supply. So this way you can have that one power supply and you can plug in 8 of these miners if you want to. Now the really only thing you want to take a look at is which outlet or which plug you are using, because the traditional American wall outlet, I'm going to show you here on the computer. So if you have a wall outlet in your house that looks like this, you're able to plug in more than just the standard plug right over here. The standard plug is 1800 watts. With this one over here with that neutral blade, you can go up to 2400. So now let's take a look around this miner. So really the two important things are going to be on the back of this ASIC miner here. So right over here, you're going to have your power supply and then your Ethernet port. So all of these ASIC miners always run off of Ethernet. It just has a better connection. Now on this power supply that it is equipped with, you can see on the bottom how it has this plug. Now the one that I'm showing you in today's video, it has actually 10 of these plugs, 10 of these power adapters sitting right here. So this way you'd be able to plug in up to 10 machines, and really all I'm going to do is probably about 6. So that just means that this one goes away, and then I'd be able to use this one with this wall outlet here or the power supply. Other than if you would like to use the one that I'm showing in today's video, you will still probably need this plug unless if it comes with it on Amazon. So now that we had a good look at the mini Doge miner, I'm going to go through, I'm going to plug this one back in, so this way it'll be able to power on and connect to the network one more time. So this way we can go to the next steps where it's the step-by-step installation and connecting it to a pool, everything else. And then we'll talk about the website of where you can buy the mini Doge miner. So the website that I like to use is asicmarketplace.com, and you guys probably saw me, tweeting about this, making other videos about this, and really the only reason why is just because I like just how quick they are, how responsive they are. Also too, the link I'll be placing below the video is going to be right here, this available miners. So everything that you see right here, if they're all brand new, and there is also secondhand and used ones that you can also get at a smaller discount, well, anything that is brand new, you'll be able to get them shipped within 24 to 48 hours if you purchase it with Bitcoin, which is usually how I do that. Also as well, their back end is using Coinbase Commerce. So that's really the website everybody else uses. So any other larger website, any of the manufacturers like Goldshell themselves use the same back end. So here is the Goldshell Mini Doge Miner, 185 Metahash. Now you can see here the price is just a little bit above 1,000, and a lot of people always like to know about the ROI and how long it takes to pay off the miner. And it really all just depends on the market. So whatever Litecoin is trading for, whatever Dogecoin is trading for, then that's really all that matters in terms of, you know, when you'd be able to get your ROI. So if it's a lower market for a while, if it's bear market, it's going to take longer. But if it does go up to bull market, and let's say Doge gets up to $1, you'll be basically paying this thing off pretty quick. So let's just scroll down here. You can see here that its delivery is for end of June. So I have a really early version here. I was able to get this one right away. The release date is actually officially July 2021. So here it is, the end of June, and I already have the mini Doge miner from Goldshell. I mean, it's super convenient, very small. It's just fun to see, you know, when you have Dogecoin and Litecoin coming on in. Again, 185 Metahash. The power consumption is 233 watts. So that power supply that I have is 1,800. So you can easily connect 8 of these if you want to. The noise level is about 35 decibels, which is not loud at all. So if my air conditioning is running, I don't hear the machines. And the only time I can hear these machines is if I was to go right next to the room of where they're at. Even when the door is shut, I'd have to just be quiet and listen, then I'd be able to hear it. There's 2 fans that you saw on the machine, and it is running with Ethernet. Now down here is that processing time. So let's talk about anything that's in stock. It will be shipped within 24 to 48 hours. Then used and secondhand miners will be shipped within 5 to 7 days, just so they'd be able to give it another test. So now we've already taken a good look at the mini Doge miner. I showed you the website of where you'd be able to purchase it. Also showed you additional cables and also power supply of the one that I have here that you can plug in 8 different miners into one outlet of your house. Now we're going to head over into the advanced IP scanner. So I'm going to show you how you'd be able to add your miner to the network, configure it to put it into the correct pool, and then also how you can attach it to a pool as well. So I use the advanced IP scanner to find it. And once you open it up, you just hit on IP and then you hit on scan. So what you will be looking for is right over here on the left-hand side, you're going to see small little computer, monitor displays. And you're going to notice the ones that have this little like black area right here. That just means that they are not connected. These are a bunch of different ASIC computers that we have in our mining facility. Now, what you're looking for is one of these computers that have the blue screen with a little arrow right next to it. That arrow allows you to get into the dashboard of whichever manufacturer of the miner that you purchase. So in this case, it's going to be Goldshell. So this right here is going to be that small little arrow that I was talking about. And when you take a look at it over here, you can see, Shanghai sitting right over there. So you know that this one is something that's from China. So as you click on this little down arrow, this is where you want to double click on HTTP. Now, once you click on that, this is the dashboard of Goldshell. So far, you've only really done one procedure. You opened up Advanced IP Scanner, and then you tapped on HTTP underneath the IP or the MAC address of your miner. So now this is the dashboard. You're able to see that it is running. It is connected here. It's running at that 180, metahash that it's supposed to do, which is supposed to be 185. Now, sometimes you might see this thing go down to 160 all the way up to 211. So it really kind of goes up and down. So what you will be looking for here is on the very top where it says unlock. So this is because you want to change a configuration of the miner. So once you hit on unlock, then right away you're going to see user is admin. Password is 123456789. Now this is for every single miner right away. Some of the other manufacturers, which let's say, Canon or Canan would be basically root and root. But you always want to change your password after you get inside of here. So the password again is 1 through 9. And then you just hit on unlock. So here we go. We're right back in the dashboard. You can see that I can lock it back up. But what you want to do is once you have it unlocked, you're going to hit on miner. Now, once you hit on miner, this is the one area you want to go to where it says pool settings. So inside of pool settings, there was one that was automatically sitting there, which is this right here. And there's probably gonna be a little bit blurred out. But this was the original one that was active and it put me inside of DX pool. Well, I wanted to use the F2 pool. So I had to add in a brand new one. So this is where you go inside of add. Now, once you have added it in, what you'd be able to do is Goldshell made it super simple where you can just hit F2 pool, or you can hit DX pool. So here we go, we put in the F2 pool, and just as example, let's say that we go inside of the F2 pool website. If you scroll down, really what you want to do is, f2pool.com, you create your account. Right up over here, it originally starts off with Bitcoin, but you do want to move this over into Litecoin, because again, this one is script algorithm, mining Litecoin and Dogecoin at the exact same time. So now that you've chosen Litecoin, you're just going to scroll down, and this is where it shows your pool that you should be going inside. So you can just simply hit on copy. Now, if you're in China, you have this one right here. If you're in Europe, you have this one right here. But because we're in North America, you hit on copy. This is only if the ASIC computer that you're plugging in does not automatically have a few of these already plugged into its dashboard. So again, this step you don't have to do, because Goldshell did it for you just by hitting F2 pool. Then this is where you put in your username and password. So, this is going to be pertaining to yourself. I can't really show this here. Now, the other thing that you can go into is inside of system. And then this is where you can change your password if you wanted to. So now that you have gone through and you've added in your pool, you might see it sitting on the bottom. It is not active if it's sitting on the bottom. So this is where you do a drag and drop. So this little active one right here, this is the pool that I'm in right now. Basically all I did was once I added it in, I did a drag and drop and I brought it to the very top. Once you're finished, hit on lock. And now that you are locked in, you'd be able to take a look at your dashboard. You can see that you are running, you're up and going. And also too, again, once you go inside of here, the step is to unlock it, go to miner, add in the pool, hit lock, and then you'd be able to head right back over inside of your pool right here, which again, we are using F2 pool. So I hope I'm not going too fast. There's really not too many steps. It's really just a couple steps. Now, when you go inside of workers, this is one of the tabs you can take a look at. You can see that for the last 15 minutes, we're going at a hash rate of 85 metahash. And again, it's just catching up. It's just going. This one was sitting at 0. So as time goes on, give another 15 minutes, it's going to be higher. You can see this is the hash rate that we should be at, which is 185 metahash. It's exactly what it's showing on the website. Again, 185 metahash is what we're sitting at right here. That's also what we're sitting here. Actually, we're sitting right around 200 at this moment. And that's really about it when it comes down into setting it up into a pool. So this is the pool I'm using, F2 pool. You go inside of Litecoin. The nice thing again is that the Goldshell dashboard automatically already had it there. So now let's talk about the revenue. So here is the revenue that I've done for the last 4 days. Now, the one thing you'll notice is that the difficulty level for the last 2 days has gone down by 23%. And the main reason for that is just because of all the mining farms that's out in China that got basically shut down. And so because there is less computers, less miners working on these, that means the block times, because there's less ASIC computers, the block times are now taking longer, so they had to decrease the difficulty. So this means that the amount of miners that are online now, they can only work so hard, and because the block times have to be finished at the same time, it's now a lot simpler. So again, there's less miners working right now together, so they have to make it simpler to again hit that exact same block time. And so the total revenue out of the last 4 days was 0.02 Litecoins. And I also just got paid this right now, right before shooting this video, because I hit the threshold of 0.02 Litecoin, it pushed off its payment. So this is just talking about the today's estimated revenue, and it's only because it just started back up because I just plugged it back in. But we've done very well so far. So this is what we've done on the 25th. It was 0.0042. On the 26th, it was 0.0046. Yesterday was 0.005. And then here we go, 0.006. So I got a feeling that we're going to be sitting right around the 0.005, 0.006 on pretty much the average every day. And it might even go up just because, the hash rate all around the world, because China being shut down, is helping us out achieve more in terms of the rewards. So right down here, this is the Doge revenue rewards. Now we are making more off of Doge. Obviously it's a mini Doge miner. So Litecoin, this is just free money. This is just money coming on in. And here we go on day one, we earned 10.4 Doge. The next day was 12.2. 9.7 and then 11.9, and this is what we did just today. So when you take a look at some of these numbers, 11, 9, 12, 10, this is just a little bit above 40. This is about 42, 44 Doge, something like that. It might not sound like too much, and especially in today's market where it might be trading somewhere around 24 cents. But when this thing goes back up to $1, let's say, that means that this entire time, all the way up until that moment, I just made $10 today. $12 that day, $9 that day, $11 that day. And if it's going to take 200 days for Doge to get up to $1, I'm accumulating all of this stuff for 200 days, which is going to be a pretty good lump sum check here to actually pay off this miner here. I didn't really go through the math. You guys can do the math yourself. I'm not really looking at this as, again, monetary value per day. I'm just looking at it as me accumulating Doge, accumulating Litecoin. It's going to be mining for several years. I don't even have to look at these numbers every single day. And at some point, I'll just be looking at my account with a bunch of Doge, a bunch of Litecoin sitting in there, waiting for Litecoin again to go above 440 and Doge getting closer to 80 cents to $1. So this right here has been the revenue after 4 days. So you guys, this is basically it. This is 100% full transparency, 100% step-by-step of how to get your mini Doge miner online, where you can purchase it. And that's really pretty much about it for today's video. Everything will be linked below the video. If you guys do have any questions, you guys can write comments, reach out. What would I suggest in terms of how many of these to purchase? I would state that if you are getting that power supply, that you'd be able to plug in a total of 10 different small little miners. If you have the wall outlet with that little neutral blade right over here, you can easily plug in all 10. If not, then you'd be able to stay right over here and you'd be able to plug in like 8 of them, and that's going to do a really good job mining Doge as well as Litecoin. But I hope you guys have liked this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to hit subscribe. Subscribe on the very bottom left-hand side. And also, too, if you like this video, then you also like the other video on the other side, possibly where I'm talking about the KD box that is very, very, very similar to this one. And I'll see you guys later.